अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाज़रीन, आप देख रहे हैं CNI न्यूज़ और मैं हूं आपका होस्ट मोइन अहमद। आज हम आपकी मुलाकात करवाएंगे पैरी बार इलाके से MP के मुंतखब होने वाले, पिछले 6 सालों से मुंतखब होने वाले MP खालिद महमूद से। और अभी इलेक्शन कैंपेन उनकी जारी है और उनका मैनिफेस्टो क्या है उसके बारे में उनसे बात करेंगे और वो किस तरह से जो उनके ओपोनेंट्स हैं उनको मात देने के लिए पुरअज़म है और उनकी जो पॉलिसी है, हुकूमती जो पॉलिसी है, उसके बारे में उनका क्या कहना है। तो आइए उनसे मुलाकात करते हैं और देखते हैं उनका क्या कहना है। मिस्टर खालिद महमूद, MP from Parry Bar. Sir, thank you so much for giving us the time. First of all, if you could please elaborate, because in this times the Labour Party is getting, is very famous among the people, but in the Parry Bar area, how would you be convincing the people of the constituency who has been elected you from last 6 times? So how would you convince these people for this time, even though you have a strong competition and Labour has a strong competition among the independent candidates especially?
Well, first of all, I deny that we have a strong competition in the independent candidates that are standing. If you look at all the polls, clearly they show the independents are at the bottom, certainly in my constituency. My issue has been always with the Conservatives, as it is now Reform. So they're nowhere near as far as I'm concerned. My constituency, people across the piece have been very good to me. They've supported me because I've delivered work for them. So I think what people are doing is trying to mislead people by saying how well they're doing, because they don't actually know what the results are. The votes haven't been cast. I know across the whole of the constituency what my support is. I know where they think their support is, but I also know where my support of where they think their support is. So I'm very confident because I've been loyal to people throughout my tenure, and people are loyal to me because I deliver for them. I'm accessible to them. I speak to them. My phone's always available to them directly. And that's what's important. As a member of parliament, I've been available to them. There are people, and there are some people, groups of people with, I think, small ability to think. They are envious. There are people who are being personal and making very derogatory personal remarks. That's not what politics in this country is about.
The voters mostly, they are very much concerned from the Gaza issue, and the independent candidates mostly, they are having politics on that issue particularly. So they blame the Labour has done nothing about the Gaza issue. They've been supporting Israel and they've been supporting the genocide. So how would you say that?
This is absolute nonsense. First of all, let me say is that I voted for the ceasefire. I've shown my record to my constituents. I put leaflets out that I supported the ruling by the ICJ. I supported the ruling by the ICC. I support the aid for Gaza and ask questions in Parliament on those issues. I support the issue of humanitarian issue and the abuse of humanitarian issues by the IDF, the Israeli government, in those issues. And I said again, I voted for the ceasefire as well.
So if you vote against that, from the Gaza conflict, but still that hasn't been affected from Labour, if you or anybody else as an MP who voted against the Labour against the Gaza the process, so but still there's nothing happened.
Nothing happens because we had a Conservative government.
Okay,
this is what the point that people need to understand. So in
now
Parliament,
you say when you will be in the government,
we're making changes. We've committed ourselves to recognition of Palestine as a state as well.
Okay, and
we do these things properly. We understand what the issues are. We're committed towards that. All those issues I've said in Parliament, not just here. They're on the record. I've given leaflets to people saying the things that I've said. So there is nothing to hide here.
Okay.
And I think most of the community understands that. What these people are doing is trying to self-promote themselves. They have no credibility in any community, and all they're trying to do is by having small groups of people running up with them and doing silly things that they think show that they have support. I know my community in this constituency. I've been here for 24 years. I know how good they are. I know how much hard work they do, as I do a huge amount of hard work for them. Okay. They've known me for a long time, and I know them. I know what's going on in each road, in each house, and what they're doing. Aston is a new part of my constituency, but not really new. When I first stood in 2001, it was a part of my constituency.
Okay.
But I want to see what development's been made. I want to see what those councillors who are candidates now, what actually have they done for Aston? What have they done for young people? What have they done for the community? They've done nothing. So don't let them tell me that they've done something when I know they haven't done anything. I know that they haven't even supported the ceasefire. The candidate in my constituency against me put a resolution to the council which did not even mention the ceasefire. So the hypocrisy of those people is just unlimited.
Okay, so if we talk about the national issues, the immigration is being on top,
Yes.
and Mr. Keir Starmer have said, once I will be in the government, we'll cancel the Rwanda scheme, then the flights will be cancelled. So, will that be possible?
Yes, he said the sooner he comes in,
Because they have worked a lot. The Conservative works a lot on it.
well, they worked out, they've not achieved anything.
Okay.
Even now, a flight hasn't gone up. They spent over £500 million of that. That money could have been invested in our communities with our people here. So that's why Sir Keir Starmer wants to stop that, because it's not effective. What he wants to do is those people that are here, they need to be judged for what status they can be and what status they should be at, and that will happen under Labour government. This government has spent over £3 billion putting people in hotels and accommodation.
Okay.
We don't want to do that. We want to judge people who are supposed to be here. Those that shouldn't be here then should be dealt with separately.
Okay, and as you've mentioned earlier, that the energy companies, they have a lot of money in these during the last couple of years, and Mr. Keir Starmer said we will do something and we will build a big company for the electricity and the gas, so they will support the people. So will those companies be able to work that company, or how would they process? Because they have a huge business here.
Well, no,
will they not
because
affect on the government?
this is not, it will have no effect on the government. What the government is trying to do and trying to show is that before these businesses, these energy companies were privatized, is go back to a place where the government will invest in wind energy, in energy, green energy, will also invest in people to work in those. So we'll increase the rate of manufacturing, where the green energy will be made in the UK, supplied to the people of the UK. And if those companies then go out of business, that's their problem. They're either going to be competitive with the GB Energy, which will be the government-owned energy group. If they can't be, then they will leave. Okay. It's as simple as that for a business. But what we will not do is what the Conservatives have done, is given billions of pounds to their shareholders, whilst ordinary people have suffered and paid that billions of pounds to those energy companies.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Khalid, for your time, and we will wish you best of luck for your campaign. Thank you so much. आपने सुना कि खालिद साहब का कहना है कि जो भी यहाँ पे पॉलिटिक्स कर रहे हैं गजा इशू के नाम पे, वो एक्चुअल में कुछ नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि जब उनकी गवर्नमेंट आएगी लेबर पार्टी की, तो वो उस पर प्रॉपर काम करेंगे और गजा पे सीज फायर को मुकम्मल तौर पर अमल दरामद करवाया जाएगा। और इसके अलावा उनका ये भी कहना है कि जितने भी लोग यहाँ पे जो पैरी पार की जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी के जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, उनको भी एड्रेस किया जाएगा, और जो बेसिक जो नेसेसिटीज़ हैं लोगों की, आवाम की, उनको वहाँ तक पहुँचाने के लिए एज मच एज पॉसिबल काम वो करेंगे, और अपनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी के लोगों से वो जो कि ये वादे किए गए वो पूरे करेंगे। तो इसके साथ हमें इजाज़त दीजिए, अपना ख्याल रखिएगा।